I mean, I know a lot of good Jewish people that hate what's going on, for example.
Can there be good Jewish people that support Israel, or do you ride those Jews off?
I'm writing them off at the moment. G'day, Rusty.
Hey.
Speaking of Jewish friends,
There we go.
here's one of my Jewish
I'm glad I
friends.
come across you. I was having a look for you.
How you
You're
going,
one of
mate?
his Jewish friends.
Jewish? Oh yeah, I'm Jewish, but ish.
Which
But I'm not a Zionist, mate.
What?
I'm the opposite.
What made you an anti-Zionist Jew?
I saw the light when I was 13 and had a bar mitzvah, and all my family were very right wing. So you know, I've always been pretty far left anyway.
As promised, this is the second installment in my St Kilda Street series over the weekend. Make sure to like this video, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next, including a fiery debate with the woke right.
What I'll say, bro. Wait, one more thing.
In today's video, like the last one, I ran into another leftist. A lot calmer this time, but just as full of hate. It started when I noticed a quirky looking guy feeding a pigeon. Do you come here all the time to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. Oh, there we go. How long you been doing this for?
Oh, a few years now. This buddy's been my friend for like 3 years.
What's his name?
Fancy Pants.
And how do you know it's him?
Because he's only got one white feather on that side.
What got you to start doing that?
Well, we just met each other one day when I was having coffee and a snack, and I sort of fed him. He'd sit there and I'd feed him, and then he built up the courage to jump on my hand. Now there's a few that do it. But there's a few that do it now, yeah.
Are you originally from around here?
Been in this area a long time. I'm originally from overseas,
From where?
Tasmania.
How do you feel about the election results?
Oh, it's a train wreck. It's an absolute train wreck. And it's all about this stupid stadium. I'm not a sports fan, so I couldn't give a shit. But like, oh, I swore, sorry. I think it's a disgrace.
So this was about the point that I noticed the Aboriginal greens and Palestinian pins on his hat. So I thought, let's find out what this quiet, seemingly kind leftist thinks about what's going on in our increasingly intolerant town. How do you feel about the state of Victoria at the moment?
We're not great, but the alternative is worse.
What's the alternative?
A Liberal government.
How would they be worse?
Because they're so money orientated. They one of the things I think politicians have forgotten about is that they're there to service their constituents. They all seem to be very much self-serving these days.
Haven't they always been?
Yeah, maybe.
So if you looked at Victoria, if you looked at when did you move to Melbourne?
1989.
89. So it was known for a long time as the most livable city.
Yeah, I actually helped make a documentary with Channel 7 about it back in the early 90s.
What were you doing for Channel 7?
I was a post-production editor back then, and sort of a creative editor, ideas person. But I edited a lot of documentaries and worked on a lot of TV shows.
Okay, so then it was known as most livable. Then COVID, I guess it got the reputation as the most lockdown city in the world.
It's unlivable, yeah.
Then now it's kind of got this reputation as the most Jew-hating city in the world. Do you think that's fair?
I think that's bullshit.
Why?
Oh, it's too complicated, really. Well, I'm Polish, not Jewish, but I don't know. If it is, it's because of Palestine.
Sure, so two things. But you say it's bullshit. Like, two things can be true at once. There could be a war in Palestine. I see you've got the pin. But do you not think that there's been a shocking rise in anti-Semitism in Melbourne?
Depends what you call anti-Semitism's a term that's being thrown around very loosely. It's like if you criticise the Israel government, they claim it's anti-Semitism.
So I'm talking about, actual attacks on the synagogues, on Jews, whether it is motivated by what's happening overseas or not, the targeting of Jewish businesses. Are those not classified as anti-Semitic?
I'm really not sure. Are you Jewish?
Yeah, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. It's good to have a framework.
Here's the thing. It shouldn't matter whether I'm Jewish or not. You don't need a framework to call out blatant Jew hatred, especially if you claim to be on the compassionate side of politics.
One of my interesting things about the October 7th event, the Mossad claim to be the greatest intelligence agency in the world. And they're pretty bloody good. There's no doubt about that. They've got a great record of assassinations that have occurred. You can't tell me they didn't know October 7th was going to happen.
Oh, of course, you brought up the classic conspiracy theory shared now by both the woke left and the woke right that Mossad let October 7 happen. Firstly, none of them know what they're even talking about. Mossad doesn't even operate in Gaza or the West Bank. And even if they did, the idea that they let it happen is just a sick way of shifting the blame off the terrorists who carried out the atrocities and onto their Jewish victims. But I really just wanted to bring it back to what's happening right here on Melbourne streets.
But the Mossad don't operate in Gaza or the West Bank. They're outside of Israel. It's a bit like the FBI and the CIA. They don't have jurisdiction. But when we're talking about Victoria, what's happened here in response to that, does that not worry you at all?
Well, it does worry me. I think it's horrible. I mean, I know a lot of good Jewish people that hate what's going on, for example.
Can there be good Jewish people that support Israel, or do you write those Jews off?
I'm writing them off at the moment.
So, for a political view, so then from your perspective, do you think that they are fair game? Because most Jews, like 95% of Jews, support Israel.
Anyone's fair game at this stage.
He rides off 95 to 97% of Jews just for supporting the only Jewish state on the planet. I guess I should be grateful that he says we aren't fair game. Yet. And remember, this guy is one of the nice leftists. He's calm, he's polite, but he spews the same radical views as the younger lunatics who call for terror attacks on Australian soil.
Do you think white Australians ask for it if they get attacked by Aboriginal terrorists? Yes or no? Looking at history, using your own logic.
Tell me what the attack looks like.
The only ideological difference between them is old mate, at this stage, is not willing to do terrorism down under.
Were you always pro-Palestinian, or was this something that you took up after October 7?
I think I've been pro-Palestinian for a long time. Because if you look at maps, there are amazing time-lapse animations of the maps of Palestine versus Israel land. And once upon a time, it was a pretty clear division. Now it's not. So all the territories that have been taken over in Palestine, it's not legal.
I've seen the maps that you're talking about, but obviously before 1948, it was a British mandate. It wasn't Palestine.
It was Palestine. Well, they gave it away. They gave away half the country. They kicked people out of the country.
No, but when you say maps that it was Palestine and taken from them, when was it actually Palestine?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I can give you the little answer. It never was. That's the thing. That's part of the argument, is it was never an autonomous state. The Palestinian...
In the Jewish eyes.
No, history.
That sounds like Jewish eyes to me.
That sounds like Jewish eyes to me. I'm pretty sure the left calls that casual racism. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even arguing anything controversial. It's literally a historic fact. The only people who have ever had autonomy on that land were Jews. First Israelite kingdoms, and then the Hasmoneans. Ironically, every other ruler was a foreign colonizer. The Babylonians, Persians, Greeks, Romans, Arabs, Crusaders, Mamluks, the Ottomans, and finally the British. But I guess facts are just Jewish eyes.
So are you arguing? You can look it up on your phone. Is there ever a time where the Palestinians ruled themselves on that land? Or has it always been... Yeah. So the only people ever, I'll just tell it and you can look it up, the only time in history there's ever been an autonomous people on that land has been the two kingdoms of Judaism, and then now the modern day
religion.
It was there. How many? Do you have a problem with Islamic states? So how many Islamic countries are there?
I have a lot of problems with some of their behaviour, and then again, I know some amazing Islamic people.
No, I'm not saying Islamic people. I'm saying Islamic. You seem to have a problem that there's a Jewish state.
Yeah, I do, because I think, well, no, what they've done is they've taken more than they were given.
And just like that, he moved from Jews shouldn't have a state to they got gritty after 1948. Never mind that the Jews were the ones that accepted the partition plan. It was the Arab world that rejected it. But of course, he wouldn't know any of that. He's arguing based on internet memes, mashing up unrelated issues with zero context or history.
And like it's documented fact that all these territories popping up with the settlers are
You're
illegal.
talking about the West Bank. I understand that's a fair argument, but when you're talking about the map, the time lapse of that map, I know what you're talking about because that's often presented. But the problem is the day that it started, in 48, when you start that map, the day before that, it wasn't actually Palestine. It was the British mandate of Palestine,
Yes.
which so the Palestinian people were actually just the Arabs of that area. They were like Jordanians, Egyptians. There wasn't like a Palestinian people. That's a new concept.
Well, that shows the current modern notion of anti-Semitism.
What's
It
that?
stems back to anti-Arab.
How?
More so, well, it just does. It's what I've read about.
I know the argument you're making. You're saying Semite means somebody that's Semitic. Is that what you're saying? So you can't be anti-Semitic if you're... Is that the argument you're making?
Maybe. I'm not anti-Semitic. I hate I hate war, full
No,
stop.
but you're saying that anti-Semitism is really against Arabs because they're the real
Well,
Semites.
that's the true meaning of anti-Semitism.
No. So the source of the word Semite is yes, but that's like saying, what does terrific mean?
Great.
It means great, but where does it come from? What's the word? It comes from terror. So how can terror be great? Do you understand how words change over time? So it was coined, anti-Semitism, as a word to describe Jew hatred. The person playing semantics would be somebody that's trying to say that anti-Semitism doesn't exist because it really means Arab. Do you get what I'm saying?
Kind of.
I take that as a yes, but I don't want to admit it. It's simple. The classic dodge. Arabs can't be anti-Semitic. They're Semites too. It's like saying terrific can't mean great because the word comes from terror. Language evolves and we all know what terrific means. We also all know what anti-Semitism means. But their goal is simple. Erase the word so that they can pretend the hatred doesn't exist.
I
So
think
Jew
you're
hatred.
awfully-
Do you think Jew hatred's real?
Oh, it exists for sure.
Do you think it exists within the movement that uses
I know
Palestine?
Polish people that hated Jews during World War II.
We're talking about Melbourne 2025.
No.
You don't think it's real?
Oh, I'm sure it exists. Oh, it definitely exists. You got f***ing neo-Nazi pricks getting around.
You don't think that the pro-Palestinian movement have a lot of people that whether they use it or they legitimately are just in the Arab world? You don't think
they're
that
focused on defending their people?
Rightio, there's no anti-Semites in the anti-Israel crowd. The left and the Islamists are just part of a noble cause, and if you hear anything hateful, well, that must be from the Nazis on the right. God, at least the Nazis are honest about hating Jews. The left, they twist themselves into knots to deny it, excuse it, justify it, anything but own it.
G'day, Rusty. Speaking of Jewish friends,
There we go.
here's one of my Jewish
I'm glad I
friends.
come across you. I was having a look for you.
Ah, how you
You're
going,
one of
mate?
his Jewish friends.
Jewish? Oh yeah, I'm Jewish, but ish.
Which
But I'm not a
part?
Zionist, mate.
What?
I'm the opposite.
And just like God placed him there in perfect time, his Jewish friend arrives, and he's so Jewish that the first thing he does is make sure to distance himself from Jews, saying he's only Jew-ish. And of course, without any prompting, he proudly explains that unlike the vast majority of Jews, he doesn't believe in the Jewish homeland. You literally couldn't script a better self-own if you tried.
So what made you an anti-Zionist Jew?
I saw the light when I was 13 and had a bar mitzvah, and all my family were very right wing. So you know, I've always been pretty far left anyway.
Let's be clear. He's a self-proclaimed far leftist, not Jewish. He denies that. That's his real religion, leftism. His only purpose in life is to give his activist mate a Jew that they can parade around to prove that they don't hate Jews.
I just don't agree with all this bullshit, you know.
So what exactly was it? Just that it was right and left, and so you?
No, not just right and left. The fact that, you know, I mean, just because half my family were wiped out in concentration camps, it doesn't mean to say that, you know, I have those feelings anymore. You know, and
What
I
feeling?
just think that genocide's happening over there, isn't it? But I don't want to go into all the politics of it, you know. Really.
But you said you hated them when they were 13, so that's
Well,
before the
I
genocide.
hated the right wing side of things because they were all, you know, very sort of pro-Israel anyway, and I never was, basically. But I don't want to go into that.
All right, no worries.
And before I leave, the truth comes out. He hates Israel because it was his way to rebel against his supposedly right-wing family. He never had a reason, just your typical leftist angst. Unless, of course, you believe his outrage over a genocide that started 50 years later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and share. And if you want me to keep hitting the streets and confronting this insanity head on, help me cover my security costs at protectavi.com. You chip in, I'll do the rest. protectavi.com.